first flute on it? You should be playing these with me. We could do a little duetting.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely yes. I have a feeling she's a very good flutist, and she just doesn't put it, you know.
You know, I have it in me to play decently, but it's been, I don't practice anymore, you know? It goes away.
Okay.
That was a fly.
No, he just wanted attention, you know? Okay, so we're ready?
Mm-hmm.
That awkward moment of what do I do now? So, because I feel like I'm going to talk about the flute first and then introduce you and pull you into it. Does that sound good? Okay, good. I guess we're ready. Hi, I'm Liz with Altus Flutes, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about this 1107. All the Altus flutes are handmade, including this one, and it's a Britannia silver tube, silver-plated keywork. And it has 3 different head joint options. You could get the classic cut, the V cut, or the Z cut. And we're going to hear how this flute sounds from Peg Cornell's Luke. We're very lucky to have visiting us today. So she's going to play the instrument for us. Tell us a little bit what it feels like to play this instrument, what you think about it.
It does whatever I tell it to do. And the tone colors, there's a lot of tone colors, as you could just hear, exhibited in this flute. This flute is quite light in comparison to a heavy wall. So if you have a student that's looking for something that's not quite as heavy in the hand, this would be a terrific flute. As far as tone color, I would call it a very warm color. Play some things that come into my head, so just melodies made up. You can almost do anything with it as far as dynamic-wise, and it's very easy to control as far as intonation. I'm not fighting the intonation on this flute at all. That E is fantastic, so easy to play. It's there. I think this is a really amazing flute, just terrific. And I would be interested to try it with a different head joint too and see what options we might have. Do you think any of those over there would fit?
Yeah, let's see what we can come up with. So this, what you've been playing on, has the Z-cut head joint on it.
Neat.
Yeah. Let me see which in our little selection here will fit on this guy. Okay. This is the classic cut, but it's the classic cut with a gold riser.
Okay.
Getting fancy. See how that feels.
That's so neat. All of these options. Now we get a little bit of ring that we didn't have before. There's a little bit of a resonance. You're going to cut that out, right? can you hear the difference between the two? It's a little bit of a softer, warmer sound. Let me do something high again, just for the heck of it. It's a beautiful flute. I'd play it.
That's great.
Play it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I love it. This is great.
Yeah.
Great
Thank
instrument.
you. Well, let's look at the 1307s.
That's so responsive. I'm surprised at how responsive that flute is.
Yeah, it really is, isn't it? I think because it is a little bit lighter that everything just kind of pops out of it. It's
And
really
the
crisp.
intonation is like so, I'm not fighting. It's like so many of these different lines of flutes, especially intermediate flutes, you fight with intonation. And you know, you can have a very good student, but they're going to sound out of tune if the flute's out of tune, and you can tell the student to keep working on that intonation. And they fight it. They have to fight it every time they pick up the flute. We don't want a student to have to do that.
Right, exactly.
We're in 2013. Soon to be 2014, we shouldn't be having to do that anymore. Technology is where it should be, and so I really love that flute. That's amazing.
Great.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
I'd like 20. All right.
Right. Well, let's try the Altus 1307. We've got a couple of these that we're going to play, actually. This first one is the regular wall 1307. Now, this flute is all Britannia silver with silver keys as well, and it's drawn tone holes on this one. This particular one that we're trying today has the split E mechanism and the C sharp trill key. Those are pretty popular features that we see that a lot of people like on these instruments. We do have a D sharp roller on here that actually comes standard on the Altus 1307.
Terrific.
Yeah, so let's try this one, see what you think.
Okay, here we go. And this is the regular wall, correct?
That is the regular wall. Mm-hmm.
This flute feels very comfortable in the hands. I personally really adore 1307s. I've had several students that have bought 1307s and really like them. They're a really good flute. I think they're very durable. They're a very durable flute. I haven't had very many issues with them, which I like. And of course the sound on a 1307 is very robust, and it can be very meaty. This flute is a little bit, I think, more, when I say, it tends to want to be within itself a little bit. You're going to hear with the heavy wall that it will actually liven up a little bit. So if people like different sounds, maybe people want something more this sound. I mean, these flutes are amazing. I can pick up any of these flutes and they just feel like, they're so comfortable. I feel like I've been playing it for a year.
Oh, that's
just
great.
Amazing.
Well, you sound fantastic. That's great.
I've only been at it for 10 seconds. Not that long.
Well, you're used to playing on Altus anyway.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I picked up
But it's to say about being comfortable with a flute, and it's really important to be comfortable with a flute, to play a flute that's comfortable for you. I think that's the most important thing. When you get out there and play, you need to play a flute that's super comfortable.
Sure. Great. Well, let's see. This is the 1307 in a heavy wall now. So let's see how that compares.
I've got to tell you, my first flute was a Powell, heavy wall Powell. So
Yeah.
I've always had the little, I kind of felt tended toward heavy wall.
What do you like about the heavy wall? Why do you think you
The
gravitate?
depth of the sound.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's harder to control though, always has been. So we'll see what this is.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm searching a little bit on the E. So the flute's a little bit harder to control than the last 1307. It's a little bit, you have to know the flute a little bit better. But is it worth it? Yes. Yes. Here goes my earring. Unless you really want to get
This is the good behind the scenes stuff, you know?
like playing the thing is like, wow.
That's how good it is, you know?